Well, and look, just lastly, very quickly, on guns, I know that you're into guns, and that's one of the few things we don't agree on. But
it's my sport.
Yeah. And, I was just in the US when after the Florida shooting and Donald Trump was talking about arming teachers and so on. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, it'd be nice if it wasn't necessary, obviously. I don't like the idea that the kids are even under threat. But America is a bit of an outlier when it comes to these public shootings. A lot of people think that it's because they have very lax gun laws, but there are plenty of other countries with gun laws equivalent to America's, and they don't have these mass shootings. So there's something about America. So to the extent that America has practically a unique problem of these mass shootings, it probably requires a unique American solution. One of the common characteristics about these mass shootings is that they occur in what are called gun-free zones. The law prohibits people who are licensed, have a permit to carry a gun for self-defense, from carrying it in those particular locations. Schools are amongst that list. I'm not totally up to speed on the detail, but universities were, but that's starting to change. There are now a few universities that allow concealed carry. Post offices were at one stage. There are these gun-free zones. The argument is that amongst the nutters who decide to carry out these mass shootings, they're not so stupid that they don't realise that these gun-free zones are safe areas to go and shoot people. They can get away with it and no one will shoot back. One of the sensible explanations for the big reduction in overall gun violence in America, and it has been falling quite steadily now since the 1990s, is the fact that they've introduced over that period concealed carry, so that the crims, the bad guys, as the Americans call them, they don't know if they're going to encounter somebody who happens to be carrying a gun for self-defense. Now, as it turns out, on average, only less than 10% of the population ever does carry a gun for self-defense, but because it's concealed, the crims never know who that is, so that makes them think twice about it. What they do know is when they go to a school, there won't be anybody like that there. So by that logic, as I said, it'd be much better if this issue was never really required to be addressed. But by that logic, considering America has a problem with these shootings, an American solution for that would be to allow teachers who want to take out a concealed carry permit, and that's not every teacher, that's only the ones who want to do it and are capable of doing the courses and satisfying all their requirements, to carry a gun while they're at work. And the bad guys, the nutters, they will never know which teacher has a gun.
That's right. Well, you've explained it and making it sound rather more rational than it did. But thank you, David, for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you, Miranda.
That's Liberal Democrat Senator David Leyonhjelm. You can listen back to our chat after the show on the website dailytelegraph.com.au or wherever you get your podcasts.